Well, good evening, everybody. And yes, the mic is working. I can tell. Anyway, good to see you guys. Appreciate you guys all being here for Mondays with Max. I am Max Voltage, your host for this evening. Let's see who is here. Steven Cicero, good to see you, sir. Gaming with Smokey Dan, Burn, Son of a Rabbit, Vinny Del Greco, evening to you as well. I think he's been trolling me a bit tonight. Anyway, Sustainable Crypto, Lest Dog, Crypto Craig. Let's see who else. Todd Tebow, Travelers Travels, Strange Tamer, Jean Francois. I love saying that name. 10 Minutes to Midnight, Alexander Fleener, Black Hat Team, Joe Harvey. Good evening, fine sir. I know nothing. I like that name. Good to see you, Taines. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, Taines. Let's see. Or do I say that like every time you come? Because we just, I don't know. Anyway, Bacon, Eggs, and Hash, Retro Mike, Dakar Tech, Dakota Miner, Bad Ace, and that's it for this evening. Guess people are surprised I'm a little early, or maybe they're just tired of me. I don't know. Whatever. But I'm glad you guys are all here. I appreciate it. And let's see. Oh, I did want to make a comment. No, Vinny, I can't remember the last time I wore a tie, and I do tie my own ties. Of course, if I was wearing a bow tie, she would tie that, but I can't remember the last time I wore a bow tie. It's been a very, very long time. Let's see any other comments. And I turned on my own microphone tonight. So, sir, let's see who else made any comment. So if you do have a comment you want me to specifically read, please tag me in the chat. And we will move on because there's a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. I was surprised. I hadn't really looked at the news and I was like, well, that's significant. That's significant. So I am going to pull up my thumbnail, which unfortunately is in the same window as my chat. So I'm gonna have to keep going back and forth, but well, let's start with Dynex, Radiant, and Dimo. And actually, before I even do that, because I'm like, wait a minute, what about Octaspace? Let me do coin market cap. Not that one. Not that one. That's too small. There we go. That's the one. Let's see. Coin market cap. Let's go to Octaspace. Hasn't really gone up a whole heck of a lot. Better than going down. Let's check to see what it's at for 1 month. Not bad. I mean, it's trading sideways, but it isn't going down like a lot of the other stuff has been, so that's a positive. It's not like an iceberg where, you know, a month ago, everything has been down from a month ago, except for a few peaks that have peaked up. Like if we look at Radiant, I like to call it like an iceberg because most of the stuff is below if we go out to 1 month. See how everything is below where it started at a month ago? And now we've just peaked out above that, you know, getting on the top side of the iceberg again. So, hey, finally showing some life, which is nice. If we go to the 1 day, how much is it up? 13%. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Somebody is knocking at our door, which is really unusual for 8 p.m. Oh, next door neighbor. Anyway, the kids love my wife. I mean, whose kids wouldn't? Let's see. Okay, so there's Radiant. I don't know what's going on, like why all of a sudden, but hey, I'm happy. I have a bag of Radiant. And let's check out Dynex, which I think has been doing even better than Radiant over the last month. Oh, wow. And it is up almost 20% today now, almost 93 cents. That's awesome. Yeah, when I was looking at it earlier, it wasn't that high. If we look at the 1 month, Again, you can see it's, if we actually look at the 7-day, that'll look even more impressive. 7-day up 63%. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice. I am not complaining. I did notice. So a lot of these coins, I like to keep them not in a core wallet, and they don't have any other wallets. So I do keep them in TradeOgre. And so I go into TradeOgre because that's where I mine most of my stuff to. And so I go into there often. So I'm like, wait a minute, why the heck is my balance going up? And yeah, obviously they're all that one, Dynex and Radiant both are doing well. So that's pretty awesome. And then Dimo. It was doing well. I was doing some checking and it was doing well. Wait a minute, what? Hang on. One day I dropped back down. It was up a lot more. It hasn't done that well in the last 10%. What the heck? What was I looking at? I thought it was up. You look at the 7-day, it's up a little bit. Look at the 1 month, it's still down from around 25 cents. So it's doing okay. It's kind of in that if you look at DPIN projects, at least the ones I've seen, they haven't been doing that great as far as price goes, but they'll come around. I'm not worried. Bitcoin really hasn't made a breakout. That usually comes first. Then some of the other more established, not solid, but more established projects then come next, and then altcoins after that. So if we get any type of pump in the interim, that is always a good thing. Retro Mike says, I tried swapping Dimo to Matic for the past 2 hours. It ain't working. They be halting on me. Really? Are you doing it through your Phantom wallet on what's the network? Oh, I'm drawing a blank. What network? It is on. I have Optimism on the mind. No, see, I don't do it via MetaMask. Believe it or not. Oh no, I guess I do. That's right. I have Demo on my phone, and I do that via MetaMask. That's true. That is true. I was thinking of everything else. Everything else, Matic, is what I was thinking of. And for some reason, I'm thinking I have it via Matic instead of ETH on my MetaMask wallet. I'm pretty sure I have it via Matic. Anyway, hey, Hawk, what are you doing here? Supposed to be working out at that. What was that gym? CrossFit? Are you at a CrossFit gym? I'm curious to see what his response is going to be now. Just trying to fire him up. Anyway, Chump Change is here. Mining King is here. Okay, I'm sure he does. There's two types of people in this world. CrossFitters and people who would never be caught dead in a CrossFit gym. Sunflower Mama says you do Pilates. Oh, Vinny Del Greco. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's what it is. Oh, okay, got it. It's a shake weight. I'm just glad I could start this troll festive, Hawk. They wouldn't troll you if they didn't love you, Hawk. Just saying. Anyway. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Retro Mike's, I told it multiple times a month, have been for the past year. First time I ever had issues. Oh, okay. So you've traded out of it plenty of times. Yes, a shake weight does have a money back guarantee. All right. Oh, Sunflower Mama just found her headphones, so she's happy. She was a little cranky before that. I didn't touch your stuff. I did not touch your stuff. Alrighty. I can tell I'm going to be going off on tangents all night tonight. All right. Well, so I can't believe I put Demo on there. I thought Demo went up today. I don't know what the hell I was looking at. I feel like I was looking at a different Demo. Like because I was going through like 0 to 1 or 1 to 100, 100 to 200, and then seeing like who had done really well. And I came across, what I thought was Dimo, but probably came across something else that I thought was Dimo and just didn't look at it close enough. But anyway, Dynex and Radiant, if you have a bag, be happy. I know I am. Pretty nice. Okay. Next on the list of things I wanted to talk about was crypto news. So there's a lot of crypto news that I thought was really interesting today. I mean, it didn't all come out today, but so the first thing, no, that's just the stuff. Not that. I'll talk about that later. This one. So Bitcoin has 2 billion in inflows in the first week of June. That's a definite positive. And not really that big of a surprise considering where we are in the bull bear market. I mean, obviously, we're definitely heading towards the bear market if we're not even already there yet. But what I found interesting, scroll down here, was the other weekly inflows. Obviously, Ethereum, that makes sense with the Ethereum ETF. Well, half of the Ethereum ETF being approved. The one form was approved, but the S1s still have to be approved and submitted. So there's still work to be done, but the fact that they accepted the other forms tells you that the rest of it's just pretty much a formality. Solana had positive inflows. Litecoin had equivalent inflows to Solana in the first week. So there, all you Litecoin haters. XRP was a surprise to me. 1.2 billion in inflows. Cardano is not getting much love. Didn't have any outflows, but didn't have any inflows either. And Chainlink actually did really well with 0.7. About 700,000 in inflows. So better than an outflow, that's for sure. So anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting, especially some of the also rans, shall we say. What was that for? Oh, okay. So the EVGA keyboard is starting to give her trouble because it's doing repetitive characters. I did the update on it. It was supposed to fix it. It didn't. So, should we start a Get Sunflower Mama a new keyboard fund? I'm kidding. All right. So I just thought that was interesting. So the other thing I found interesting that was also at CoinDesk was, if you noticed, I mean, again, we say that, but now Dynex is doing well, and obviously that would be an AI coin. But a lot of the crypto tokens have been underperformers, and they're relating it to the Apple event that it failed to impress traders. So you have Render, Fetch AI, Singularity Net, BitTensor all slumped 3 to 5%. And there was another one that they mentioned. Let's see. Well, actually, BitTensor's Tau tumbled nearly 6%. And Near Protocol also dropped 3.2%. So AI, we say that we think it's always going to, do well. Not doing well right now, but hey, maybe that's a buying opportunity. It's kind of what I was thinking. Retro Mike says the MetaMask app on my phone showed Dimo went up 15 to 20% today. I think they are having issues with the RPC servers. Okay, that's what I thought. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm really confused, but as to why that was showing that it went down. But good, thank you, Retro Mike. You reaffirmed that I'm not crazy, at least not crazy about that. Gordon Murray says, sorry, I'm late. Can you start over? No, I cannot start over. Where have you been, young man? Need to be on time. No, good to see you, Gordon Murray. Glad you are here. Wow, that is like out of left field. I don't know what the reference was, but all I saw was Mining King says, "Who needs a 6-pack when you have a keg?" You're gonna go straight from a 6-pack to a keg, not even like a quarter barrel or something. Ah, got it. All right, like I said, I didn't catch the reference. All right, let's see here. Okay, so I just thought that was interesting that a lot of the AI coins have not been doing well. So if you do really believe in them, it's a good opportunity to maybe pick them up at a little bit of a discount for now. Okay, moving on. This one is the one I found the most interesting. A Bitcoin upgrade. I was like, Bitcoin upgrade? Really? Yeah, the BIP 420, Bitcoin Improvement Proposal 420, or CAT, gets a push. So we can go on and on about it, but basically Satoshi Nakamoto had originally introduced this feature, 8 lines of code, and just scrapped it without any explanation whatsoever. And now basically what it will, I don't think it completely makes all of this happen, but it allows like hooks and things like that where they can enable a number of other things like trustless BTC bridging, off-chain layer 2s. That's very interesting. Automatic market makers, simplified runes trading, that's NFT related, privacy solutions, and payment systems. I thought that was pretty interesting. So then I was thinking, as I'm reading this, I'm like, payment systems. How do the Lightning Network people feel about this? And I guess they're still for it. So this could be really interesting. They're talking about this upgrade could go into place by the end of the year. It's just a matter of finding enough people to actually test it to make sure that it isn't going to ruin anything. Which it doesn't sound like it will. It doesn't sound like it's that big of a change, but with everything at stake, you definitely don't want to have the Bitcoin network go down because you introduced something into the code. But anyway, I just thought that was pretty interesting that, and why is this particular person talking about it is because Starkware is predominantly associated with scaling Ethereum via its Starknet ZK rollup. So they are a layer 2 solution. And again, it could bring down fees. It could increase capacity on the Bitcoin network, which would be huge. Absolutely huge. So I'm really curious about this. I guess the 2021 Taproot upgrade was also something that needed to take place in order for these types of features to be implemented. So pretty interesting. Curious to see what happens with that. Yes, there was an NVIDIA split today. I heard about that. Vinny, I am Joey Swole, according to a few. I'm JWoww. I'm just scanning the comments. I can't wait for people to say I'm on steroids. Yeah, considering how big you were without being on steroids. Yeah, uneducated people, but yeah. Let's see what else have I missed. I thought Obcat was something to do with kitties. I guess not. No, it is not. I don't even know what. That's what I was trying to figure out. What does CAT stand for? I'm sure it stands for something. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, it's like last week offered up some solid evidence of growing momentum for proponents of OpCat. All right, moving on. Solana. This I also found very interesting. So Solana heavyweights wage war against private mempool operators. I was like, okay, Interesting headline. What does this mean? Validators found to be facilitating sandwich attacks face stiff penalties. What does that sound like? That is MEV. And that's the issue with MEV, is the fact that anybody who is running a mempool, which Solana does not have a public mempool. They are private mempools. So anybody who's going to a validator is going to their mempool, and therefore whoever's running that validator has exclusive access to that mempool. So that's the issue, is that they're taking people that they're going to get paid to validate their transactions, but they're evaluating what's coming in and stealing basically good ideas. I am not a fan of MEV whatsoever, because it's, in my opinion, it's all stealing. All stealing. If somebody else has the idea and you decide, well, that's a great idea, and I'm going to see how I can get around it because of my access to the system. That's the whales getting bigger. Not to say that people trading in probably those amounts anyway aren't already whales, so it's probably whales fighting with whales, but still, it irks me. Definitely irks me. So scrolling down a bit, over 30 validator operators were kicked off the Solana Foundation delegation program over the weekend. While they remain validators on the network, they are no longer eligible to receive what amounted to payout boosters for validating transactions on the Solana blockchain. Many of the operators were Russians, another source said. The purge escalates a months-long shadow war between heavyweights of the Solana validator ecosystem and an underground economy of validators believed to be exploiting traders for profit through what's known as a sandwich attack, whereby bots front-run and backfill trades that haven't yet been executed. It's among the more notorious MEV, maximal extractable value, used to be called minor extractable value. I can say that word. Strategies possible on blockchains that rely on mempools, which are essentially waiting rooms for unconfirmed transactions. However, Solana doesn't have a native mempool, but the wildly popular validator software developed by Jito Labs once did. So in March, at the height of Solana's memcoin frenzy, Jito Labs shut off the mempool function because it was exposing traders to near constant and costly sandwich attacks. Jito's CEO framed the move as being in the best interest of the Solana ecosystem, even if it cut off one potential revenue stream for validators, the server operators who keep things running on this decentralized network. Rather than completely solving the problem, Jito's move pushed it underground. Whispers quickly emerged of private mempools whose operators were making, at times, hundreds of thousands of dollars by enabling sandwich attacks. So they're trying to figure this out. Just one more kind of strike against the Solana network. But yeah, they've got some issues. They got some problems that they need to take care of. Anyway, I thought this was all really kind of fascinating, of the drama behind, it looks like it's just operating. Nope. There's a lot of stuff happening in the background. A lot of people making a lot of money just based on the transactions that occur on the network. Anyway, let me see if there's any comments. Bacon, eggs, and hash. Yeah, human nature is greed. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to the next article. I've been going from article to article. And then finally, Optimism. Again, this was kind of a lesser story, but I thought it was interesting nonetheless. Optimism is a layer 2 blockchain, which obviously layer 2 takes transactions off the Ethereum layer 1, allows more transactions to go through, all that stuff. What I didn't know about Optimism is that there was a lot of human interaction. So basically, it's going to be implementing fault proofs. Until now, Optimism has been missing a core feature at the heart of its security design: fault proofs. So fault proofs are meant to keep Optimism-based layer 2 chains honest. They help prevent operators of a layer 2 chain from passing inaccurate transaction data down to Ethereum's layer 1 transaction ledger. And they power the layer 2 chains decentralized without withdrawal mechanism. And there's some trying to find out where it was in here. But basically somewhere in here, I'm trying to scan to find it. Yeah, there's a spot in here where it talks about the fact that there was there was manual intervention that had to be done in order to make sure that the transactions went through correctly. Oh, here it is. Without fault proofs, users who deposited their funds into Optimism needed to trust the Rollup Security Council to return their funds, a system that exposed the Rollup to a potential human error or bias. With fault proofs, those users should only need to trust Ethereum. So, thought that was interesting. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize Optimism was behind everybody else in this technology. So, yeah, it'll be good once they have that, but for right now, yeah, I would steer clear of Optimism, honestly. Not saying that they're, distrustful or anything like that, but because of greed, you never know when you might get a bad apple. Taking human intervention out of a financial transaction is a good thing, in my opinion. Let's see. Vinny Dog Rocco, I'm an optimist about optimism. Mining King was telling me earlier today, he was like, Max GPT 2.0. Let's see. Aussie J, mining and crypto. Wait, what? Hey, max voltage mining and crypto. Look, thumbs up. Sign up and get free crypto. What? Are you the real Aussie J? The real Aussie J mining and crypto, please stand up. Well, at least there's no link there, so can't get scammed. Anyway, I'm confused by that. I think he was joking, but okay. So that's all the news I have. Let's move on to projects. And then we'll open it up to AMA at that point. So, yeah, because the only thing I got left to talk about tonight is the project status. Not to say that that might not take a while, but so the first thing is the NAS. Yeah, I have a strange problem with the used parts I got, and it's being made right. But basically, the second bank of the RAM wasn't working. Not at all. Tried a number of different things. Made sure that the pins were all clean on the processor. By the way, mascara brush. Oh yeah, full screen. Thank you. Mascara brush, a clean mascara brush, no mascara on it, along with alcohol, does wonders for being super gentle on the processor pins, because this is a AM4 chip, and was able to clean up a lot of thermal paste that had somehow at some point made its way onto the pins. Not by me, but prior to that. So anyway, got all that cleaned up. Looked at the socket itself. There might have been 2 pins with a little bit of thermal paste, but it was in the top of the socket from best I could tell. So it didn't look like it. So it was really confusing. So right now, we don't know whether it's the processor or the motherboard. We're going under the assumption that it is the motherboard at this point, but it really could be either. So the person is sending me another motherboard, and I should get that tomorrow. I will put it in, get it tested, and see if that solves the problem. Otherwise, unfortunately, it's probably going to be the processor. And what I will do, and I probably, now I think about it, I should have done this before. I do have a 20. No, that's right, because the motherboard that's in there doesn't accept a 2700X. That's too old to go into that motherboard. The one Crypto Craig uses what? A steel brake brush? I'm kind of thinking, yeah, I'm kind of thinking not. Yes, I know. Always be trolling. ABT. Anybody knows what that's from. Anyway, so I will find that out tomorrow. Because as soon as I get home from work, as long as it's here, I am going to make that switch and find out once and for all, is it the motherboard or is it the processor? Because it is not the memory. I've tried multiple sticks of memory that were working in their previous motherboards, so it's not the memory. That I know for sure. But anyway, so that's the NAS. So that one's on hold at the moment. But what I have done is I did put my first rig on Salad. I did that yesterday. That was quite the ordeal. Not because of Salad, but because of trying to install Windows 11 on a Dell Precision 7910. That was a bad idea. Should have put Windows 11 on a 7910. So should have put Windows 10. I then went to Windows 10, and because it's an old machine, it had, I think, 30 driver updates for the Dell Precision. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So got that all updated. It's been running. It's been doing well. Let's see where it's at. Yeah, it's doing well now. Oh, you know what? Crypto Crag, thanks. I appreciate that. But I actually hadn't thought of that. I was going to do a VM. I have to wait for my Vast job to finish. I'm not just going to shut it off. I'm going to hold out to the contract of when that guy has time. But yeah, as soon as that one is over, I'm going to try to see if I can put it on a VM. I don't think it's a matter of how many you can do. It's a matter of, can you do the GPU's pass through? I don't know why you couldn't. So I will try that. But I hadn't actually thought about trying to put Proxmox on my Epic server and going that way. That's an interesting thought. That would be really cool to do, like an 8 VM server. Probably over provision the processors a little bit. Huh. Thanks for the idea, Crypto Crag. I don't think King has that hardware, but I would be willing to do it together with them. But no, my intention is not to steal away Salad content from King. Otherwise, he won't help me. Hot crypto mining. U.S. warships deployed the Caribbean as Russian nuclear sub and warship arrive in the Caribbean. No threat at the moment, just exercises. However, U.S. forces on patrol off the coast of Florida and on alert. Nice. Crypto Craig says you should do it. Yeah, but I kind of like to make money, and that's a verified. I wasn't planning on taking any of my verified rigs off of Vast, and I have 3 verified rigs: the 8 GPU rig, a 4070 rig, and a 4090, a single 4090. So those 3 I was planning on leaving on there. The other ones would probably all come off of Vast. The one really nice thing about doing a VM is the fact that I can always put it right back on Vast, because I don't have to delete the VM. I just have to turn it off and then create a new VM with new space, and I got plenty of space on that thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. Because the only bad thing about doing a Proxmox is the fact that you can only get 8 lanes through, pass through. You can't get 16 lanes. So if you're on a PCIe 3 motherboard, that's going to be a real problem because PCIe 3 and 8 lanes isn't going to generally cut it. And 16 lanes, or sorry, 8 lanes on a 4090 is marginal. It's okay, but you do take a little bit of a performance hit. From what I can tell, dperf, I have a lower dperf score because of the lower lanes. Is from best from what I can tell. But Hawk, thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. Mining King, when 20 GPU rig on Salad, Max? No, thank you. I'm sure you'd love me to try that because you like watching me cry. Anyway, and I do not want to, yeah, I do not want to try that. That would just be a nightmare. Vinny Del Greco, is that where DJ went? The Caribbean? No, he definitely did not go to the Caribbean. He had posted what time it was where he was. I won't say that, but I can confidently say based upon the time that he said when he said it, that he is not in the Caribbean. Definitely not in the Caribbean. And plus, yeah, Automatic Beats just said DJs with camels. So, yeah. Yeah, he's lying about it all. He just went to Disneyland. Son of a Rabbit, Moscow time, LOL. I don't know. It wasn't Moscow time, I don't think. I think he was just east of Moscow time. But again, he could be anywhere. I don't even know what continent he's on. Camels are in multiple continents in that area. So there you go. Yeah, Middle East, but could be Africa, could be Europe. They have camels in that part of Europe. So hard to say for sure exactly where he is. Is Jack Sparrow going to save us? Gaming Smokey Dan said, Australia then. Nah, he is not down in Australia. What does Traveler's Travels have? I just started solo mining IAM to your pool. What is IAM? I just got my Blue Nano 3 today. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. All right, moving on. So here, let me bring up my salad. That's what I started to do. Yeah, that's what I wanted. So far in the last 24 hours, I've made $4.12 on salad with my 3090. That is much better than I would do on Vast. So Vast, the best I've ever done has been 20 cents an hour. Multiply that times 0.75 and then times 24. That's $3.60. Now, this, if I wait till it gets to 100, which I will, that would be basically 40 cents. So it'd be basically a little bit higher than what I would be getting on Vest. But again, that was the highest I ever got, not what I normally get. So, and you can see there were some dips. There were things where I didn't have a job. And now I'm on a job now, which is really cool. It pays 5 cents. So the way that this graph is for the 24 hours is every single bar is 15 minutes. So this 15 minutes, I'm making a little over 5 cents, 15 minutes, or a little over 20 cents per hour. But again, 20 cents per hour, then take 10% off. So I'm netting about 18 cents per hour. So pretty cool stuff. So I'm looking forward, right? Like I said, right now I'm in the process of moving a 4070 Ti rig over. I want to see how that one does. And basically it's in the middle of doing updates. The updates is the brutal part of loading Windows onto these Dell Precision 7910s. That is what takes so freaking long. Once you have that done, Salad's a piece of cake. So anyway, so I took about 45 minutes to get it to where I could remote into it. So I've got that. So now I can just operate from my desk and update from here. But yeah, and then after that, I probably will do another 3090. And then probably after that, do a 4090. And those will be the 4 that currently are not doing anything. All the other ones are actually, well, were. Of course, now I probably gave it the kiss of death. Let me see here. Oh, I'm actually doing better now. 7 out of my 8 GPUs in the 8 GPU rig are now rented. The 4070 is rented. 4090 is not rented. 3090 is not rented, and that 4070 that I've taken off the network obviously is not rented. So, yeah, the plan's coming forward. Like right now, I only have the 3090 up to be rented at 14.9 cents. Now they've changed the way that they do VAST, where now the price that you set up is what you get. So you don't have to do the 25% math on it. I didn't have any trouble doing the math, but now the problem is that does that give VAST more pricing flexibility? So when things could they basically pull like what Uber does at times, which is, yeah, it's really busy and we're going to do like a 2 times, fare, but really in the back end, it's like a 3 to 4 times fare, and Uber's making bank on it instead of paying the driver. I'm wondering if VAST might do that. Now, that's like tinfoil hat stuff. They probably are trying to just make it simpler. It isn't hard to figure out if they are going to pull something like that, because you have the ability to go into the back end and do a search and find your rig and figure out what they're renting your rig for and do the math yourself to make sure it's still 25%. So far, obviously people are watching. So far it's that way. And if they ever decide they're going to pull that, somebody's going to notice. And they know that. So I'm thinking that they are truly trying to make it more simple, because some people are like, oh, I'm not making that much, and you're saying I'm making this much. Like, well, no, there's a fee. Anyway, so I don't like the change, but I understand the change and I'm okay with it. So we'll see where that ends up. Imagine if enough people complain, maybe they'll change it back, but I'm not going to complain. It's fine. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing with Salad. I told you about the NAS, and then I finally did the last Acurast phone. So now I've got, and where do I have that? I swear I brought it up here. There it is. So now I have 5 phones on the Acurast network, and I have this worthless coin on testnet, but supposedly it's supposed to turn into something once they go to mainnet. So we'll see. This is totally a shot in the dark. It could be like Natix. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember when they had testnet and everybody was using their phones and they're gaining all these coins going, oh yeah, I can't wait until it goes mainnet. And I went mainnet and everybody went, what? That's it? That's all I'm going to get? That's what this will probably be. But hey, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So that's the way I'm looking at it. So, and again, using so little power, I had these phones just sitting here. What the heck? Might as well. Might as well. All right. I'm seeing a lot of pings here. So let me get back to chat. Wow, I missed on a lot of stuff. So Travelers Travels, it's a meme coin. Oh, that one you were talking about. Got it. Let's see. Gaming of Smoky Dan says, so you're telling me vegans lied, you gained pounds when on salad. Well, if in the UK, I guess. I didn't say you gain pounds when you're on salad, but Crypto says, are you going to join the $1,000 giveaway roundtable discussion with Dynex Octaspace? Check my X. I didn't know I was invited. So that's, but that's in the middle of the day. I can't do the middle of the day. I would like to be able to do the middle of the day, but I can't do the middle of the day. Anyway, I'll take a look at it. I thought it was in the middle of the day, so I didn't think I was going to be able to even be able to watch. But we'll see. If it's at night, then yeah, I probably will. Mining King says, during the dip, is that where you asked me for help? Oh, yes. Here, let me go back to that. Yes, right here was where I asked you for help. Right in there. That was the dip. And it went right back. So be watching King's videos because he has some tips and tricks that are very helpful that I am not going to divulge here. He will provide that valuable information. So if you are interested in Salad, do not miss his videos on this. If you guys remember when Vast started, he's the one who got everybody started on it. And I owe him a lot. He helped me out. He helped all of us out. And I've made thousands of dollars as a result. So I am very thankful for that. And he's going to help me make more money by, well, at least so far. Things change all the time. But for right now, Salad seems to be more profitable than Vast. There's just a lot of platforms out there, and this seems to be the one that's trending right now. So let's see. Little Time Mining says, how much RAM you using on your 3090? How much RAM am I using on my 3090? That is a very good question. I'm trying to, there it is. I had to think about it for a second. Let me go here. Opening up my remote. He didn't pay me anything. He didn't ask me to say it. No, I didn't. That's that. Okay. That could be true. Okay. That could definitely be true. But that is not the case. I truly am thankful. This has nothing to do with Terra whatsoever. And I'm not the only one. I know other people that have gotten on Vast and have made money with Vast. Now, of course, I should be maybe, throwing swear words, should be swearing at him for making me buy 12 4090s, but no, which is, by the way, worked out really well so far. So anyway, all right, let me get in here and see. Come on. It is not okay, here we go. Yeah, this, for some reason, at times it gets really quirky and I have to actually do like a Control-Alt-Delete. So memory right now is at almost 40 gig out of 64 gig. And then the GPU, that I'm not sure of. I don't know if it shows me that within. Let me see if it lets me do this. All right. So, where is it? Video, GPU memory. It is about 50% actually. Yeah, it's about 50%. It's only using about 12 gig. And it's kind of going up and down. It's just over 12 gig, which is probably why the 3090s are being used for this. But it's right around 12 gig. All right, let me get back to the chat. All right, let's see how much RAM I'm using. Okay, so that. I love it when a plan comes together. Yes, and it did come together. It's interesting because I look at what I did at the beginning of the Ethereum run when the fees just started going up, and I basically did the same type of thing. Financed the GPUs. I didn't see the fees going up so much, but I wanted to build a rig and knew I'd eventually be able to pay it off over time, even if I didn't make the money at that particular time. So it was perfect though. It was August of 2000. Yeah, August of 2000 when I built that 5700 XT rig. Perfect timing. Was able to take advantage of the high fees. So I kind of look at what I've done with the 4090s as being similar to that. Now, much higher investment, so not as great of a ROI percentage, but at the same time, still a good return on the investment. Crypto Craig says you should try the multi-GPU video on Salad. That would be some awesome content if it will actually work well. Yeah, that's gonna be kind of difficult. The 4090, and that's the other thing is it doesn't even have to be the same GPU. I mean, I could pull a 3070 out, 3060 Ti out, and just put that in the same rig. I have an X470 board that does bifurcation, so when you have two in there, it's 8 lanes each, and give it a try and see if it works. I could load Proxmox onto it and do that, because I don't see myself pulling the Epic one off, but I could at least prove out the two. I knew I could do 2 vast rigs on that same setup before, so I know that. And that's the other thing is because Proxmox has been taken off of that, and the one behind me is a micro ATX. There's no way I can do it on there. I don't know. It's food for thought. That 4090 was going to be the last one. So, what was that? Oh, I haven't even gotten. Thank you, Crypto for Seniors, for gifting 1 membership, and congratulations. Bacon, Eggs, and Hash is the winner. All right, back up to all those comments I missed. Let's see. Dakar Tech says, what are the pre-requirement for Salad internet speed-wise? I don't know. I don't think internet speed is that critical. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Let me see if there is. King, do you know the answer to that question? If you do, if you could tag me in the answer, that would be appreciative. Does Salad leverage the CPU for jobs, or is it GPU only? I know that it does use the CPU. I don't know if it does it at the same time as the GPU. All right, let's see. Mining King says, I just put a 50/50 motherboard upload and download on one rig with bandwidth sharing. I'm testing right now. Oh, okay, cool. I would think 50 up and 50 down would be fine. Even the upload could be a little bit slower than that, I would think. Now, obviously, it's not going to be great for bandwidth sharing. You're not going to get paid much on that, but I turn off the bandwidth sharing anyway. All right, let me go back up. Joker Miner says, Dad, I'm here just cleaning the basement. Well, cleaning your basement? Get over here, clean my basement. Game News Boogie Dan says, I know a guy selling some phones, $35 each. Maybe we'll do a bulk deal. Worth a try. Yeah, I'm happy with the 5 I've got. Like I said, I'm just tinkering with that just for fun. Like I said, I fully expect that to go to zero. Fully expect it to go to zero. But never been this early on a project. I've never done anything during testnet. I hope I'm wrong. That'd be great if it turned into something. It seems interesting, and it seems reasonable that you could have a processing network with phones. Obviously not as powerful as GPUs, but hey. All right, scrolling down. Little Time Mining. Can you use SODIMM and like an S37 for Salad, you mean? I don't know why you couldn't use a SODIMM. I mean, that's just what's on the motherboard. You know, if you had like a laptop motherboard type thing where you had a laptop processor, but I'm not sure what the S37 is. I'm guessing that's probably a CPU of some sort, but I'm not familiar with that CPU. Let's see what else. Crypto Crag with the, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4 Max Multi GPU Salad Fund. Yeah. No, it's okay. Don't need a salad fund. Do not need a salad fund. I mean, right now I've got limited projects that I want to do before I go to Mining Disrupt. So if you are going to be at Mining Disrupt, I will see you there. I fly in on Monday and fly out on Thursday. So, and might be playing in that poker tournament. Not sure yet. We will find out in a little while. Yes, I'm doing QoS on the rig. Nice. All right. What else did I talk about everything already? It has actually been an hour already. Surprise, surprise. I did the NAS, I did Salad, talked about Acurast. Oh, Nioxanode. So I've gotten 3 payouts. I implemented the Nioxanode. It's running on that computer right back there. And I've gotten 3 payouts. In fact, let me just double check. Where is that? There it is. No VNC. What? Oh, I guess I know why. Hold on. Just double checking to make sure. I don't think, because today's the 10th and I'm getting payouts on odd days. It's like every 54 hours is when I'm getting paid. So it is running. I just got to bring up the console. Well, that's interesting. How about that? Okay. Proceed. Interesting. It is not letting me get into my Nioxanode. I wonder if it's still running. Let me do this. Oh, I see why. No big deal. It's because I wasn't logged in to, I think that's the reason why anyway. Yeah, there we go. But this was the wrong thing. I wanted to actually not log into the Nioxanode. I wanted to log into the Windows VM, which is where, yeah. And the last time I was paid was the 9th at 1600. So at 4 o'clock. So the next time I get paid will be, so that was yesterday. So it will be like the 11th at like right around midnight or so. So something like that. But I've gotten 3 payouts, 2,250 Nioxa. So it basically is the equivalent of about 36% return for the year. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. So, and like I said, it's just been running. Reason why, like I said, the reason why I was having trouble was I didn't realize I wasn't logged into Proxmox. It didn't come up and present a login screen right away as I was like trying to do stuff. Once it did that, everything worked. So anyway, having fun with that. I will actually, once I move this to the vast rig I've got on there, which is 13090. Once I move that to Salad, I will need like 8 cores. So I will actually over provision that just a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't affect my Flux node, which is on there, or my Nioxa node. I don't think it will, but we'll have to wait and see and make sure that it doesn't come up with a fault saying, oh, no, you don't have enough to pass the certifications. So, alrighty, let me go back to the chat, see what you guys are talking about, and then we will call it a night and I can get back to putting together this new Salad rig. Do you have any questions? Please put my name in the chat. That's what she said. I will pay around 500 or 600 more for 6 months. Bitcoin dumped? Really? Let's see. Let's see. Did it in fact dump? Oh, it didn't. It didn't dump. It's like 68.6. You're making me excited. I'm looking for a dump. I'm trying to buy at 65 and 60 before it goes up. Man, killing me, Smalls. That is not a dump. Can only hope. Want it to go down before it goes up. Just one more time. One more time. That's it. I think it's got one more dump in it. One more. So we'll see. We shall see. Let's see. Alrighty, guys. Well, I don't see any questions in the chat. So I am going to call it a night and be right at 1 hour tonight. Right on time. And I want to appreciate you guys all for being here. All 84 of you that are here. Thanks for being here and being part of the community. I appreciate it. I know that a lot of the stuff going on in the community is a lot of negativity, so I try to keep it positive as much as possible. Try to find crypto things to talk about. I know that can be a struggle at times, but tonight it wasn't too hard. There was a lot of news that I found really interesting, and I'm curious to see how that moves forward, especially the thing on the Bitcoin, the BIP 420. That'll be pretty interesting. So, alrighty, guys, have a good night, and the general is out. Good night, everybody.